What's going on?
Hey, how are you?
Good. Makeup looking flawless as always, but we would expect no less coming from the beauty mogul herself.
Thank you, thank you.
So thank you for taking the time out for doing this. This is called the Making Plays Combo. And really, we're just going to be talking about the plays that you were making before the pandemic, what you're doing now, and what you plan on doing once things hopefully get back to normal. And we hope that soon. But I always like to ask, how are you and your family doing?
They are doing great. Thank you so much for asking. How are your family doing?
We doing good, staying indoors despite what the governor is saying. I'm here in Atlanta also, so
Oh,
I'm letting other people go out first.
this the first bunch. Get the
Yeah.
get of it.
How are your
Yeah.
kids? How are your kids doing? Are you doing the homeschooling thing?
Yeah, I became a teacher, and just on a computer every day teaching my son his lessons. My son has asthma, so
Oh yeah.
it's really important for me to just stay in and make sure he's safe because, he's high risk.
Right. Definitely, definitely. You're definitely doing the right thing. So what type of homeschooling teacher are you? And keep it 100 with us. Are you the nice teacher, which lets the kids get snacks and all these
No, I'm the
bathroom
teacher.
breaks?
How many apples do they say?
You
Ren
that type,
had
you
12
that type of
apples.
teacher.
That's the kind of teacher I am.
Okay. Putting kids on timeout.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm
But
not
my
mad at
son
that.
is a little character though. He's I enjoy him. I really enjoy him. And then my 15-year-old, so she got it down pat. I don't have to help her do anything. It's my little 9-year-old that's all over the place.
No, boys can we can be a little handful. We take a little longer to get our stuff together, but when we do, we rolling.
Yeah.
So, and they got a good mom, so I'm sure he's gonna get right soon. Obviously, you've been making plays for a minute. You own your own
Yeah.
beauty shop. You're an author. You got the TV popping. What else were you working on before the pandemic started?
So before this disaster came, I was traveling on tour doing my microblading tour. Every weekend out of the year, I am on tour, except for December. So it's a little different for me because I'm home, but I enjoy being home because I was able to get a lot of time to do things that I've been wanting to do, especially for the girls, especially for my following and people that just like look up to me. So I was able to start my webinars and things like that. I was able to write a book. I was able to get a lot of stuff done while I was at home. So I just thank God that I was able to do those things.
I was about to say, it seemed like you got busier once everything shut down. Like you talked about the webinar, making 30K in 30 days. You got the vendor deals popping off. So, like, what was your mentality when everything did get shut down? You realized you couldn't move around like you were doing. What gave you the idea to really turn everything over to the web pretty much?
I mean, I'm a hustler. That's first and foremost. So it was like, let's get it. Let's dig into what I really wanted to do. So, I just jumped into the things that I've been wanting to do that I never had time for. And that was just motivating the girls for real. Like I for sure motivate the girls with my tour, help them start a technique that can make them over six figures. I got so many testimonies from that.
Yeah.
Literally, girls came from making hardly nothing to a whole lot of something. So, that was big. I mean, I got girls that still treat me great to this day. They buy me stuff, they treat me they send me packages in the mail. So that's just a blessing. But since I wasn't able to do my microblade, every girl is not into doing microblading. So I just turned it over to my webinars. A lot of girls don't know how to start businesses. Hell, I didn't know how to start a business when I first started my company. So basically, I just told them all the things that I did the wrong way so they don't make those, hits in a row. So they just able to go for it and shoot for the stars. So that's what my webinars are about.
So without giving too much away, because we do want people to go to the webinar and support it and pay for it, because you have such an interesting background. You started your business pretty much as a teenager, right?
Yep. I started off when I was like 17, but I had my daughter when I was 15.
Right.
Needed money to take care of my daughter because, you know, my mom put me out, which I say all the time. I thank God she put me out because she put me into the jungle. I came back a lion. You know, she was upset. Her little 15-year-old daughter was pregnant. My
Right.
mom was a very strict mom. She didn't play that. So when I first got around boys, my mama didn't let me talk to boys. She didn't do none of that. So when I first
Mm.
got my first boyfriend, I thought I was in love. So I basically got with a guy, ended up having my daughter, which is a blessing.
Right.
And it's just been up since then. I just got real hungry and I became a monster and just proving a point because I remember going to get food stamps and
Mm.
this Caucasian lady told me that I was going to be another black statistic, and I always kept that in the back of my mind. Like, what is a black statistic? Like, what do
Right.
they mean? So if you think about it, they already got plans for black people
Mm-hmm.
from the day you're born. From the day you're born, they already have plans that you're going to be this ghetto little girl that don't know much. They're not teaching us the full, you know, everything that other race education they get. You know, they plan for you to be on food stamps. They plan for you to be on Section 8. They
Mm.
plan for us. It's just a whole setup since birth. So I
Yeah.
just wanted to, you know, even though my mom put me out, like I said, she's an amazing mom. Like, she's big ups to my mama because she's the best. But you know, it like my when I didn't have it, it just taught me how to just go. It just taught me how to just be a ultimate hustler, and that's exactly what I did.
That is an awesome testimony right there. And I heard you say one time it was like God's plan for you to get into makeup because the way that it happened, you were like in a mall or something, and somebody from high school came up to you, was like, "Hey, can you do my makeup?" And you didn't even really know you could do makeup until that point, and you
So
killed it.
I always, yeah, so I always knew I was a girly girl. Like, I love playing in makeup. I remember when I was like 5 or 6, I learned how to braid. Like, I braided my dog's hair. My mom was like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, "Yeah." So when I went to the makeup stand, I didn't know how to do it, but I kind of had a thought, or maybe I knew how to do it. So I did it just off of what I thought I knew, and I did it. But like I always tell people, it was a setup from God because He was just allowing me to see that that was my gift, and my gift was to make other people, other women, or people in general feel good. So makeup is my first love. It'll always be my first love. Makeup is what made me who I am today. Before loving hip hop, before microblading, before any of this stuff, makeup is what made me my money and really helped me get off the ground and was able to provide a great life for my daughter.
Absolutely. Now, I want you to speak on investing in yourself because, like you said, you've been successful in makeup. And I also saw that at one point, once you built up your clientele, you were getting some real bags in the strip clubs doing makeup for all the dancers. But
Yep,
instead of blowing that money or splurging it on yourself, you reinvested
absolutely.
in your business. Speak on that.
So basically, even though I was so young, like 18, I watched my grandfather. He was an entrepreneur, which he's passed, bless his soul. I watched him from a very young age, a little girl. He was always a hustler. He always had money. He had businesses. He had restaurants. So I knew when when I did get off of my feet, I wanted to be everything like my grandfather. So I made sure that
Mm.
I invested my money. I made sure that I always watched him make his money triple. So that's what I wanted to do. Like, yeah, I love clothes. Yeah, I love shoes. I'm a Gemini. So I love fashion. I love showing off. I love all of
That's
those
right.
good things. But I knew it wasn't time for me to do that just yet because I was grinding. Like, people got to know it comes a time in your life where you have your grinding states and you seasons, you have your shining seasons. And so when I was 17, 18, 19, 20 grinding, that was my grinding season. I could have
Mm.
splurged, I had money, I could have did all of this stuff, but I knew that I was grinding, putting up, saving, and investing back into my business for a reason. So now I'm 30 and I could sit at home for probably 10, 15 years without any job because I always
Mm.
told myself when I'm 35 I'm retiring because I it's like I had a point to prove. Like that
Yeah.
little baby song, like I feel that for real because I really have a point to prove because I was counted out. I definitely was counted out. I'm still counted out, but I'm still fighting and I'm never gonna stop ever.
Well, you're definitely inspiring so many people, especially people who have been in a hard predicament or have a dream of starting their own business. You're giving them hope. I want to talk about your book, Make a
Okay.
Million, Maintain a Million. So I thought that was a very clever title because a lot of people always chase the dream of, I want to be a millionaire or I want to get rich. But then it's like, once they get rich, how do you stay rich?
So first and foremost, I want to give a huge shout out to my um brand manager, Nice Guy, because she's been with me when I was just doing makeup. She always been in my corner. A lot of people don't know that. And she actually helped me come up with that name. I was sitting like, what should I tell the people? You know, what name should I come up with? And she was like, because she know everything about me. She know me inside and out. She was like, how you made a million and you maintained it. So when I first made my very first million, I lost it all. I remember 2017, I made about 920 something $1,000, and then by the end of 2017, I had about $20,000 to my name with $15,000 in bills.
Mm,
So that left me with like $5,000, and I remember telling my best friend, like, "Dang!" And my same best friend, that helped me with her McDonald's check when she was broke. We've been friends
mm,
forever. My same best friend who rode the bus with me to South DeKalb Mall to get a job at the makeup stand. My same best friend forever. So I remember telling her, she owns 2 daycares now. She's very successful. And I remember telling her, we both started getting money around the same time. Look at God. God is amazing. And I remember telling her, I'm like, dang, Bess, I'm almost broke, but I'm really broke again. Like, I
yeah.
really made so much money because I was buying cars, shoes, weed, traveling, anything that you could think of. I was doing it because I really thought I was rich. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? I had a lot of money. $1 million is a lot of money. It's still a lot of money to me, but I didn't know that. I didn't know how to maintain it, basically. So I was really living above my means. I bought watches. I just bought everything that I thought I ever wanted. I was overspoiling my kids, buying them stuff that they didn't care about. They was throwing around, but I didn't care. Eating out, just doing it. I was reckless. So I
mm,
basically talk about in my book how I made the million, how I lost it all, and how I lost it all, and how I made it back. So 2018, God blew on my life again. He gave me a second chance, and even my mentor, I'll talk about her later too. I remember speaking to her too, and she was like, "It's okay. You know, sometimes when people get money, that's what they do. They got to learn from their mistakes." So
yeah.
I made that money, and I remember, like I was saying, I remember praying 2018, and God gave me all that money back. But I knew how
Wow.
to keep it this time.
Yeah.
So that's what I did. Like, I really kept it. I held on to it. I lived under my means instead of living over my means.
Mm,
um, for everybody that's asking in the comments, y'all can go link in my bio and get the book. Y'all can go get my webinar. It's life changing.
yeah.
Everybody is talking about it. I have a few people that actually started businesses from my webinar and my book. So y'all make sure y'all get it. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, no, no! I was listening. I'm telling you, like I really wanted to talk to you, because of your background, of your story, and how you've become a mogul and an entrepreneur. And one of the questions I really wanted to ask you was: it's hard enough to start a business under normal circumstances, even when the economy is good. There are things, there are pitfalls, there are different licenses that you have to get depending on what type of business you have. But how do you start and maintain a business in this environment right now when the economy is down, people are losing their jobs, banks aren't
This
giving out
is
as
the
much money?
this is the perfect. I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, no, no. Go ahead. That's what I wanted to ask.
This is the perfect time. I feel like this is genius. It's horrible what's happening in the world. You
Right.
know, my heart goes out to everybody that has been affected by this, horrible virus, and people that has lost their lives to this virus. But on the flip side, people losing their jobs, that ought to show people in a snap of a finger, you can lose everything that you think you working so hard for. So why not become your own boss? Why not? I mean, when they told me that okay, we got to stay in the house. I was like, cool, I'm staying in the house. I'm going to run my business from the house. People
Yeah.
online shop all day long. You feel what I'm saying? So I feel like if I can do it, y'all, anybody can do it. Start your business. It feels good to go to sleep and wake up to some money the next day. Like it's making money in your sleep. So basically just start your company. Start your company. This is the perfect time to do it. I know a lot of people have been thinking about, dang, I hate my job. I want to start my company, but never really knew the right time to do it. This is the perfect time to do it. You sitting at home, you don't got nothing to do. Instead of eating all day food that you not even need, that you don't need to be eating. Half of the time we not even hungry, because just because we're in a house, we want to dig in our refrigerators and ovens all day. Invest some of that time into starting you a business. That's it.
Real talk right there. I'm gonna wrap it up on my quarantine questions. What's the best thing you've watched on TV since we've been on lockdown?
A whole bunch of Lifetime movies.
Which one was the best one?
Um, it's so many. I can't even think of the name. It's crazy because I was just watching one yesterday. I was like, "What's the name of this?" So I had to go back and flick my remote just to remember. But I think a dying mother. I think that was the name of it, a dying mother. But like so many, like tons of Lifetime movies. I just posted a post on my page the day before yesterday. Can y'all please give me some more Lifetime movies to watch? Cause like that's what I've been loading up on. And then of course working from home had me on my phone all day long. But
I bet.
that's about it.
Lifetime movies. Okay. Have you tried cooking any new foods?
Like I think I'm a little chef anyway, so I just been whipping up in the kitchen. My grandfather, my grandparents, they own restaurants, so like, my grandmother, she raised me for a great amount of time in my life, so I just been cooking
Okay. Okay.
all type of stuff. Yeah.
My last question. What is the first thing you're gonna do when